Xin chào everyone, and welcome back to Evil GM Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus live stream. And hello, Butters. What a nice Sunday. Is it like Sunday morning? Nothing easy with these challenges, I'd say. Let's go to high speed. Today, I already heard that Butters, you don't like bacon. That's not surprising. Not that you are different or anything. You belong to the minority that don't like bacon. I mean, I believe that you said you actually dislike bacon. Oh, right. Forgot I had this item. Oh. Bacon is like... Bacon is like I said, it's most of the time overrated. And for me, I think it's okay. But I'm not gonna talk about bacon in this stream. In this stream, I'm going to talk about the Borat document. In case you don't know about the Borat document, or what is Borat, it's Borat is a comedy made by Sacha Baron Cohen some mid 21st century at start of it or some. And in that document he well, it's not a document, it's a parody. I don't know what it parodies, but it's a comedy, I'd guess. It works like a document because it's all the actions that you see in the movie are real, happening for real. People don't know that it's supposed to be a parody. And in that, he has his character where he claims to be from Kazakhstan. Traveling all the way to US, you know, just checking out the country and whatnot. It's I'm thinking about the word. Is it would you say fun? I guess there are moments that are funny. The comedy mostly comes from him doing things that are quite embarrassing for himself, like running around naked or just acting silly and stupid. Now what? Oh. But I'm not talking about the Borat film itself. In this film, he visited some Romanian town, a very poor Romanian town, where he portrayed that he would be it would be his hometown, home city, where he then leaves to US for his adventures. What happens after the movie is that the people of that city, they're actually from, like I said, from Romania, a town called Claude, which means mud in Romania. And it actually uh, it actually portrays the town quite well. It's filled with poverty. There's no even running water in that town. And later, when they see the movie Borat, they finally realized that Borat made millions, hundreds of millions, maybe not hundreds of millions, tens of millions of dollars out of uh, out of that movie, and all they got was just around $5 or something. He They were also visited by a Jewish lawyer. I think he was from Germany. Oh no, no, they were visited by some U.S. lawyer also, and some representative of that want that would wanna talk to the 21st Century Fox about the payment, because they got paid way too little. So the people who were portrayed in the movie as Borat's parents, they wanted to. Of course, they wanted some compensation for being ridiculed a bit. Dang it. The money that they got from that, $5, it might be somewhat okay amount for the Romanian for Romanians, but compared to what $30 million or something like that would be for, in comparison, that is of course way too little compared to what. Come on. What they deserve. The hell? There we go. In the document, they showed the life of owner of general store, who was told to be. In the movie, they said he would be the town mechanic, and also he's also the doctor of the town, and makes abortions. But in reality, it's he's just the owner of the general store, father of one daughter, and they told in that document that he was told. They asked him to just make sparkles out of out from the tool and wave his hands, and you get paid $5. Imagine you get paid for like $100 just to make sparks and wave your hand at the camera. Of course you would do it, but when you hear about that the movie itself would make tens of millions, you want your share. So that's what happened in their case, and the lawyers that came helped them to achieve the right amount of money, but there were problems in the whole document, in the whole process, which I was supposed to say, because the lawyers wouldn't aren't allowed to enter the aren't allowed to enter the Fox office building. I don't know why, but at least that's what they said. Maybe there's some jurisdictional differences of what they can do and what not. I don't know. In the Romanians' point of view, it was just weird that they're not, the lawyer couldn't come with them and help out with the translation. They had a translator, but for some reason when they went out there to make the whole thing, it just wouldn't happen. How would I say? They were supposed to go to LA to the Oscars, where Borat would celebrate with people and they would come out for the whole audience that, hey, these are the people from the city that you messed with. But they couldn't go to LA for some reason. They couldn't get the visa cards for the Romanians. So instead they went to London, where they also had Fox's Fox's office. And they were escorted out because they didn't have a translator and they didn't have permission to film the whole thing. And at some point, the lawyer just didn't answer their phone calls anymore. I really don't know what's the whole problem in that thing. But there was also other problems in the town itself, because the daughter... Hello, Greenbaum. The daughter of the general store's manager, in their culture, the women would have to get married when they're... not here. Would have to get married when they're at the age of... Where the hell could it be? Forget about it. It's a speed challenge. I'm just gonna head to next level. Yeah. The women in the village, it's a small village. They're supposed to get married around in the age of 16. And she was already 17, and people would laugh. The villagers would laugh at her, and every now and then, the men in the village would, ask her out and harass her by asking, hey, you want to make babies or something? Are you 18 yet? I don't know. It's just a new culture, It's what? It's a completely different culture. Stop pushing that. Whatever. No. What else? Yeah, she doesn't want to marry. She hasn't felt like she would want to marry anybody in the village. He thinks that most of the people in the villages, I mean the village, are just idiots and illiterate, and she would rather. She dreams about living in somewhere in Spain instead. She has learned Spain by herself from just watching TV, which is quite interesting. That, well, I guess when you don't have much options, you don't have proper school in the village or public transportation or anything. You just have to look for different options of how to. Huh? Wait a minute. Oh, now I get it. Ah. Whatever. So she dreams about heading to Spain. She dreams about living in somewhere that has a running water. She dreams about her father dreams about winning this, getting this lawsuit through. Because with that money, he would spend it in making the village a better place. And in the movie, when her father comes back from London, he's all disappointed because the law case didn't go forward as well as planned, and his daughter also didn't. He was planning of getting her married by autumn, but she just ran away from some guy. She gave it a try. She gave it a try of hanging up with some villager, but it turns out the guy stole from their general store the cash register. She saw it, but she didn't dare to tell her dad about it. I don't know, shame or something like that. Ah. And what else? Well, luckily she met some new guy. She met some she met a new guy that was actually decent, and she said that since the guy already had money, the guy he wouldn't be after family's cash or anything. So she was happy living with not living. She was still living with her parents, but his dad was so disappointed about that the lawsuit didn't come through, and even even though he visited London with the grandfather. I think there was 3 people, 2 or 3 people maybe. The villagers thought that, okay, now the family has like 1 million euros or something like that, but they're not sharing with the other village, and there are less people just coming to the general store per se. I don't know. It's the things just went worse. And according to the document, they would they would want to they dropped the lawsuit against Borat because they didn't have that much evidence of specific evidence and accusations accusing of the case, because according to Borat's group, the film group, the local Romanian filming industry would suggest over $4 for a payment for being in as a movie extra, and that's what they did. They gave them more than $4. They gave them $5 for each people who were in the movie. Although some people thought that it was documentary, some people knew that it wouldn't be documentary, it would be a parody. But turns out it's not everybody knew that would be the case. Crying out loud. Oh, come on. So any happy endings in that movie? Documentary, the story of their life. Well, the village still doesn't have running water. The village still doesn't have a decent school, hospital. Because if the general store's dad would have had that lawsuit through, he would have used all that money for, making that community better. And watching that documentary also made me wonder that all the funny things that Borat said about Kazakhstan were really quite well portrayed in that Romanian little town. They didn't have a proper school over there or proper hospitals, and the cars, if they would find a broken car from somewhere, they would just use it as a spare parts for other cars, and they would actually break it apart with an axe, because they don't have any other better equipments. Oh gee. Proper tools for doing such a work. I really hoped through the document that they would have managed to handle the whole case somehow, because seeing that they were living in those kind of surroundings was just harsh. You know, it's cold all the time, and the most fun people could do in that place is visit some bar and drink. And that bar would also be the only place where they could make town meetings. The general store's owner described that people in that town, they don't know about democracy, and they also think that democracy isn't a good thing, because basically they don't know what democracy is about. All they know is everybody gets to say something, but how it happens in that town is mostly that every drunken people could shout out their own opinions, and even though they do not know anything about, they didn't have anything smart to say, it would just slow down the town meeting, and that's not really democracy. And I also found out that there wasn't that much equality in the whole town either. Crap. Because if the women of the town would want to say something, do something, most of the people, phew, most of the men would just shout that, "Hey, be quiet when I'm trying to talk." And you would actually see some weird differences with the culture, like when they were celebrating Christmas. You know, there weren't any snow, just slush everywhere. They would clean their clothes in a running water, the river next to the town. And hold up. And when they finally got to the Christmas table, I guess they didn't eat anything special. The only thing, that was special in the table was the champagne. Well, they call it champagne. Most probably they didn't have champagne. They were just having something sparkling. And even that, the sparkling thing they had, it was at the color of red. They also gave the small kid, I don't know the age, maybe 4 years old, 3 years old. And the kid would also drink the liquor. Cultural differences. I think in France, French, they give kids wine also, but you know they don't make it full wine. They put little. Oh sure, why not? They would give. They would put more water to the wine so that it's lighter for them, is my guess. Crying out loud. Fuck. I guess I should have my breakfast soon. Shouldn't start streaming with an empty stomach. All I had is this freaking coffee. If you want to check out the document, well, holy mother. Guess I'm not. Mother. Okay, this stream might now last for maybe 30 more minutes, or it's just gonna end real soon. We'll see. We'll see. Hold on. Why the hell am I here, anyways? Already found my. I'm gonna need this. Ah! Oh yeah, the name of the document is Borat. Hold on. Let me Google it. I just saw it yesterday. Borat. When Borat came to town. 2008. Documentary. Yes, the description says a look what happened after Borat cultural learnings of America for make benefit glorious nation. 2006 was filmed in a Romanian village of Glad. It follows the life of one girl who longs to escape the poverty as foreign lawyers arrive with the promise of suing 20th Century Fox for millions of dollars. And it actually got 2 nominations. Best Music, Best Documentary, by the Golden Calf. Huh. Didn't know that one. Where's my game? Where's my game? There's my game. I adjusted a few things in the settings, audio settings, by the way. I wonder if you guys see any differences. Chat, if you... I'm not sure even if you guys can hear me. At least when I tested made the first test, I heard my voice quite well. I dropped the No, I raised the bass a bit. Not sure if how it affected the quality of the audio either. Oh. Oh, oh, interesting. Oh. At least it was a copy item. Thanks for the hearts, I guess. Moving on. Yes, just now when... I guess this happens more often. Thank you, Greenbaum. I guess this happens more often than I think. I should maybe start saying out loud that, hey, I'm planning to go wash the dishes. I'm planning to make some food and that way the game actually gives me better items, I suppose. Well, the damage from the... Whoa. Interesting. The damage from the of the brimstone itself isn't that wonderful. Hold on. There's the item room. Holy mother of... Moving on. Okay, let's... I'm gonna say a few words about Borat also. I think I see the elements of why Borat would be entertaining and funny. I myself, I didn't find... It wasn't that entertaining for me, at least. I saw the entertainment value of Borat movie, and I didn't laugh at any point in the movie itself. It's not that I lack the humor, I guess. It's at least the level of humor in Borat wasn't just a style that would hit me. There were scenes that I don't know what. Oh, it doesn't work with brimstone. Oof. But at least it looks cool. Yeah, I don't know what people have said about the to how many people they actually told that it was just a parody. Holy mother. But the reactions in the whole movie itself, it did look like yes, Butter, she is planning to wash the dishes. These dishes have been sitting in the kitchen for like 1 day already. I don't know how long you keep your dishes in the kitchen without washing them. I know that some people let them stay for a few 2 days, 3 days, maybe. But I, for myself, I like to wash them as often as possible because, you know, the stuff that stays in the food, if you don't rinse them, they just stay in the... Oh, there's somebody here. What do you mean, Butters? You really don't... You still think I'm a guy? Do I sound like a man? Do I really have to drop the bass of my microphone or something? Oh, whatever. Happened before. At least most of the I found out that quite many men don't wash their dishes as much uh, as other females do. But I think there's also differences with on what occupation you're you're doing, because I guess if you're trained to be hygienic in let's say restaurant business, then presumably you'd have like you would like have more sense of hygiene than common people. Well, generally, I think common people should have somewhat okay level of hygiene, at least in the Western cultures. Although surprisingly, when you look at the uh, Kitchen Nightmares by Gordon Ramsay, I guess it's just the level of hygiene in some restaurants are just ridiculous. And of course, Green Bomb knows that in some restaurants where you work, you can actually see how dirty some of the restaurants' kitchens are. And if you would ever visit one of these restaurant kitchens, I doubt people would eat in in restaurants that often, anyways. Washing machine is like I have a washing machine in this apartment also, but but I don't dare to turn it on just yet because it's in the same room where I make the stream, so it would create quite a lot of noise. Oh, okay, you know what? This is it. I'm not going to wash any dishes right now because it's gonna create so much noise for like how would you say 3 hours perhaps. Instead, I'm just gonna use my oxtails, beef tails, and put it in I don't know red wine for a few hours. Greenbaum says, I used to clean these grease filters that were above the grill and deep frying stations because he was sure that the cleaner did not do it properly. Yeah, in the Bites restaurant where I'm working, I'm we clean the filters above the grill station. How would you say? Twice a day. We just have to. Yes, exotic potters. It works for 3 hours because it. I think we use some sort of eco eco mode where it uses less water and less electricity. I guess it sounds a little bit weird that since it washes longer, it would it would save electricity, but I don't know. I guess it's the setting in the machine that just makes it use less electricity when it's in that 3 hour mode. It has it hasn't bothered us that much, but maybe I should keep it running somewhere around 7 o'clock. But hey, people, it's almost 1 o'clock, and I should put the oxtails for in the wine for a few hours now. Thank you for listening. If you're interested, do check out the document. And if you found the stream or the video somewhat tolerant, I guess you could click all the like and sub and share and whatnot buttons. And hey, I'll be seeing you guys in maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. Let's say 12. That's GMT plus 2 times 1:30. Yeah, 13:30 in Athens and Finnish time. And see you next time, everybody. Bye!